Hey everyone, Kathleen Ferguson here, CEO and founder of Coach360. Today I have the pleasure of speaking with Lou Lentine, CEO of Echelon Fitness. We explore trends in omnifitness and how Echelon is meeting the customer where they are in their health and fitness journey. We talk about new trends in their product offerings, including recovery and a brand new coaching platform that they recently acquired to bring in-home training on demand to customers globally. We also discuss trends in AI and how it's shaping the industry and how consumer demands are driving the product development at Echelon Fitness. Dive into this video series and I can't wait to hear your feedback. Enjoy. Hey everyone, Kathleen Ferguson here, CEO and founder at Coach360. I'm here with Lou Lentine from Echelon Fitness, CEO of Echelon Fitness, and we're going to chat today about some exciting news surrounding Echelon, learn about his journey. And Lou, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to it as well. Tell us a little bit about your journey. You've been successful in fitness. You've been successful in business. Tell us how you got here.
Well, I wasn't always in the fitness space. Obviously, in high school, I did fitness. After that, I focused on going to school and getting an education. Moved to Florida. I originally grew up in New Jersey, moved to Florida, went to UCF and also studied abroad in Sweden for a semester. And after I got out of school, I really couldn't find a job at the time and went and worked for this gentleman and we built a business together. He was importing some product. At the age of 30, I was fortunate to grow the business to like a $35 million business. So it was very successful. And after that, in 2001, I started another business, developing products in the consumer product space. And we had some really big hits over the years. We created a product called laser Christmas lights, which you may remember all the people who would take these lights, this little stake, this light in the ground, and would have lasers all over their house. Well, we created those. We sold 20 million of those. We also had several other big hits, the Hurricane Spin Mop, and we had a line of flashlights called Q-Beam, but created several brands. Back in 2013-14, my doctor said to me that I need to get in shape and I need to change my habits and start working out more. And I knew the only way I would truly get into working out would be to create a product because I am a user of my products that we create. The reason why I came up with the laser Christmas light, my father fell off a ladder and almost killed himself. So I came up with that. Yeah, so I started working on a fitness product. As we worked on this fitness product, I said, well, if we could somehow build this app, because we were building apps already in the other company, if we could build an app that would have content in it, this would create a brand and create something unique in the industry and be difficult for other people to mimic. So I set up a little studio in the office and went to some bunch of gyms in town and said, can I hire you? And just started recruiting different coaches and started producing. Our goal was to produce 100 classes. And today we produce over 2,000 classes every month in 15 production studios. So I thought I had an ambitious goal of 100 at the time. As we rolled out the fitness line in 2017 and we took some private equity in 19 and the company just kept growing to where we are today. And we're in 20 some countries and we have a deep breadth of products in the commercial space and gyms and hotels and multifamily. And then we have our home line that's in all the major retailers and sporting goods chains around the country and the world.
That's quite the story. And I'm going to go off script a little bit here because you said something that was really interesting about the coach and recruiting the coach. So you said that you went into gyms and found the best of the best. How important is it, do you feel, to have these rock star coaches to really drive the content? Was that an important part of the growth, would you say?
100%. The coaches on our platform, I always feel they have to be relatable. I still today train I have a trainer twice a week I work out with. Not that I need his assistance, but I love him to push me a little bit. But at the same time, I like him. I relate to him. We have great conversation. And that's what we've always tried to do with the team we built. They have to be relatable and they are not only relatable on camera and they have to be great on camera, but they also get on social media and they talk to them and they become like your friend, your buddy, your your girlfriend, your guy friend, right? So it becomes much more than just a trainer. They become someone you trust and someone you enjoy to be around.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting too, because at HFA, I was having a lot of conversations with people who were of the belief, and you tell me what you think about this. They were of the belief that robots would take over for personal trainers and coaches in the next 5 to 10 years. And I refuse to believe it, Lou. What do you
I,
think?
I don't believe it. Now, obviously, we've been playing with AI and trying different things with
Sure.
AI, but I think that personal connection is very important. And we never try to take away from that trainer. As I said, I work out with a trainer twice a week. I work out at home on my equipment. I work out in the gym. So I'm really about that omni approach. And I think there's places for everything. And we try to, solve that and provide that service.
Yeah, so let's talk about that Omni Fitness experience for the customers and really meeting them where they are in their health and fitness journey. Echelon has been successful in integrating both physical and digital experiences. How are you blending these two worlds? What are your success strategies in doing that? Because right now I'm hearing, when you read things about Gen Z and how they like to consume their fitness, it's an omni fitness approach. 67% of them are working out inside and outside of the gym. So, how are you meeting the customer where they are?
That's a good question, and I heard that exact same number, 67%. Echelon has a unique approach, and we're unique compared to what other companies in the industry manufacturing equipment. Number one, we're a tech company as much as we are a fitness company, and we have the technology. If you have our product in the gym or if you have our product at home, that we know, when you log in, you sign in, we know we can give you your history, we know all your details, we know what you've done, and we can recommend to you what to do tomorrow or the next 2 weeks. But we are, as I said, we are in homes. We're in millions of homes and we're in tens of thousands of gyms. So we really give a good approach so you can, and we know every day you're not going to go into the gym, but if you want to jump on and do a 30-minute ride or run or even do our stair climber at home, we can provide that to you. So I think we're unique in that when you look at the other guys, they don't have that at that home and gym opportunity to be touch the customer. I'm a product guy. Over the years, I had to learn how to build a platform, and that was the biggest challenge. It wasn't easy. And back in 2015, 16, today it's a little bit easier, but we had to create an on-demand and a live platform. We were fortunate enough to do it. We have like 20,000 on our platform from all different modalities. But then also you can jump on and do it at home, or you can just grab the app and do it while you're traveling. So we give that approach, and I think it's the content's important, and also again the coach is important.
You mentioned something earlier in our conversation before we hit record about how you guys are integrating additional coaching modalities and programming to the end user customer. Tell us a little bit about the coach platform that you guys recently acquired.
Yeah, we recently took over a company and rebranded it Echelon Coach, and this has been something I actually trademarked the name 3 years ago and formed the company multi years ago, but we never launched it because the platform never met our expectations. So we're fortunate enough to have the opportunity to have this platform and to build off of it. They've done a good job over the years, and we believe now we're going to build on it by providing virtual coaching on this platform. Now, 2 years ago, I started using this platform, and I was really impressed by it. I would be traveling, and I would have a coach that I could do when I'm in the hotel room, or I was actually in the islands, and I was in the islands, and we were doing it. My friends were all doing it around the computer, doing a workout. So we're happy to have this now called Echelon Coach, echeloncoach.com. We have over 1 million people on our platform doing, I don't know, 9, 10 million classes a month. But now if our members want to have that one-on-one experience with our trainers or with the trainers, I said, we're hiring 100 additional trainers, we can provide that to them. I just think it's going to give them a whole nother experience. Plus, we can also provide nutrition. We're hiring nutrition coaches and physical therapists and much more, so we can be that one-stop shop for the consumer.
Love that. And honestly, that was kind of the whole idea behind why we named the company Coach360, right? Because the industry is shifting. We're shifting from, this fitness first focus, this aesthetic focus to a holistic approach. Today's customer, to your point, wants to be addressed as a whole person. They want to have their mind, their body, their spirit looked at when they are, going through a program. So I think that that's really exciting with Echelon Coach. And was wondering, since much of our audience is made up of health and fitness professionals and coaches, what are the opportunities that are available for our audience and our community within Echelon Coach? Are you guys hiring?
Yeah, we're hiring for Echelon. I actually talked to my head of content, Kevin, today, and he said, "Lou, I want to hire a couple more trainers. What do you think?" I said, "Yeah, no problem." We have studios in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We have a studio in Miami and one in London. So we are hiring for our coaches on our platform, and I think they have an incredible job behind. They're on the camera, and they really get to meet people around the world who just love them. And we'll have people travel from all over the world just to come down and see them. We did an event last year where we hired, or we got on a cruise ship. The cruise ship sponsored us, and we took several hundred of our members on the cruise ship, and they got to train with our trainers and
Wow.
and such a great time and connect with them. Have drinks with them or have lunch with
Yep.
them or whatever the case is, and or just dance with them. So our coaches are awesome like that. They really really connect on social levels as well. But on Echelon Coach, and yeah, we're hiring there, as I mentioned, nutrition coaches, physical therapy, and just regular coaches for one-on-one virtual training. So yeah, we're definitely hiring, and globally too, not just in the U.S. We're hiring all over. As you said, we're in 20 some countries globally. So we expect to really scale this up and provide some great programming for people who want to get in shape.
That's fantastic. And you guys heard it here. Lou and Echelon are hiring. So make sure to check that out. And Coach360 will be sure to be pushing out more information about those opportunities very soon. Lou, as fitness continues to evolve, as we talked about, there are so many different things that today's customer is looking for in terms of their health, fitness, and wellness journey. So how does Echelon ensure that your commercial offerings are really meeting these customers where they are, both in terms of location and lifestyle preferences? Because I know that some of the things that we've talked about recently, and what I actually saw on site at HFA, which was incredible, was just this massive shift in your equipment to this big strength focus. I mean, you guys had all sorts of things that I hadn't seen before, including racks. And then I went around to the corner and you had all of these recovery services. So talk to us a little bit about how these commercial offerings are, starting to really, meet that customer need for mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah, as you know, we started out with smart bikes and smart treadmills and rowers and smart mirrors, and we've really evolved from that. And now in the last 3 years, we brought strength in it, and it's smart, intelligent strength too. Our new tagline is intelligent fitness. We're not just doing the standard items. We are creating innovation within it with servo motors instead of stack weights and computers that help walk you through the training process. We also launched Echelon AI. We actually partnered with Amazon and brought this Echelon AI that will give you a 14-day training. And you can say to it, hey, I want a 20-minute, and it'll give you a 20-minute class, or I want to work out with this type of trainer, and it'll recommend different trainers within our platform. And we also have launched a gym version of that too. So we know what's on the gym floor, and we can, even if it's not our equipment, we can help walk you through training and actually work with coaches within the gym as well to provide a service there. As you mentioned, we've gotten to strength. I think what we're doing in strength is pretty innovative and very cool. We also acquired a company called ThriveX out of Asia last year, and we rebranded it Echelon X, and it's cold plunges, saunas, compression. We actually showed a really cool product at the show called cryo compression. So it's compression with cryo. We can do hot and cold. Really neat, really different, unique. Everyone loved that product. That'll be out later this year. We also launched, I don't know if you didn't see, a company called ActiveMD last year.
Yes.
So we're bringing in the GLP-1s, the NAD Plus and B12. So we started our own telehealth business. And, health and fitness are merging so closely together. and we saw the opportunity to provide this to our members. But then we looked outside the box and said, listen, we can provide this service to gyms. So we're partnering with thousands. Right now, I think we've got maybe 60, 70 gym franchises on board that we're providing the service of these GLP-1 NADs and B12. And there'll be additional ones coming to their members, and they can make a commission on them. So we had a booth at the HFA for the Active MD, and that booth, they've got a lot of big opportunities there, and they were very happy with the success.
It's just very timely, right? Do you think that the shift to strength, how do you think the rise in kind of GLP-1s is shaping some of these fitness trends that you're seeing? Do you see it more of a shift to strength? And do you think that that's a result of the GLP-1s, or do you think that strength came first?
I think strength came first. Obviously, strength got very popular, not only for men and women, realizing, and any older customer finally realizing, you just can't just do your cardio. You have to do strength as well. I mean, I live in a neighborhood, and we have a lot of elders in the neighborhood, and they're doing more strength there than they've ever done. They used to just jump on that treadmill or sit on that bike and think that was enough for them, but they really need to put strength in as well. So I think it's shifting now. Obviously, you know the story of GLP-1s. You lose muscle mass. And what we did with Echelon is we built programming around GLP-1s on our platform. And when they buy the GLP-1, they get access to our FitPass, which has this programming on there as well. So we can help eliminate that muscle loss that they're going to get with the GLP.
That's great. Does the programming with the GLP-1s, that inclusive of other types of education, or is it strictly surrounding strength?
No, it's got other education as well, for sure, to help people with their nutrition as well as their strength and workouts around
Fantastic.
it.
Yeah, so it sounds like you guys also kind of take that, very holistic approach and lens when it comes to creating products for today's customer and to seamlessly integrate within clubs and studios. Let's talk about partnerships for a second. It sounds like you guys have created partnerships throughout the years. How have the partnerships and collaborations, how do they play into Echelon's OmniFitness approach? And how have these relationships enhanced your commercial growth?
Well, obviously, you got to listen to your customers. So we've partnered with several major gym chains and look to what their customer is asking for. Recently, we created a stair mill product. The difference with our stair mill product, well, of course, we listen to them as like, hey, we need to be reliable. That can't be too loud. They were having unreliability issues with some of the competitors out there. So of course that was important, and we made sure that wasn't going to be a problem. But we also looked at like, hey, what kind of content can we put on this? A lot of stair mills, you're just staying there looking at some numbers, right?
Right.
So all our screens have this platform we built called FitOS. And let's just think of like Windows, right? In that operating system, we not only did we put great entertainment, we have your Hulu's and your Apple and your YouTube TV and all those type of entertainment. And we also have a Echelon app on there, which we have classes that you can jump into and do that. And then we also create another thing called Worlds, which Worlds is an animated world. So you have these different worlds that you can run on a treadmill, you can ride a bike through and compete with people around the world. And also our instructor actually is in these worlds. We'll get our instructor in a world so they actually can be in the world and ride with you in this animated world. It's kind of cool. When we looked at stair mills, we said, well, why don't you climb a mountain and hey, you've reached the top of the Empire State Building. Make it more fun. And I'm all about trying to entertain you at the same time as I'm trying to keep you working out, because obviously we all know about the churn rate in gyms, and from our AI research and studies we did with Amazon, we actually believe we can reduce churn by 7% by using our AI platform. So this is where we look at things. We kind of look at things differently and try to say, okay, how can we bring more of an entertainment so we keep them coming back and staying in the gym?
Absolutely. Yeah, I can see how, kind of that gamified element would definitely help to increase retention there. So Echelon offers various fitness solutions like live streaming on-demand classes and smart equipment. How do you ensure that these options remain accessible and appealing to these different customer segments? Because it seems like you're serving, quite a few. I mean, it seems like Echelon is very inclusive of many different types of customer segments. How do you ensure that accessibility?
Well, one of the things we have popular music, and having the variety of genres in music is important because not everyone connects to every genre. So we had to have that variety. We also have a variety of instructors and personalities, which I think is important as well. So you can connect to them. There's certain instructors, even myself, I connect to certain instructors more than I do other ones, and I'll tend to do classes with them. We also have closed caption, ADA compliance on our Reflect Mirror. So we also look at that as well while we're developing a product.
What's your workout music of choice, Lou?
Actually, I don't use workout music. I
Oh, you
actually
don't?
I listen to podcasts. So
There you go.
I love to listen to podcasts because I find a time for me to actually focus on working out, but also get some education at the same time and learn about something new. And we have podcasts on our platform, FitOS too. He definitely works.
So are you a regular cold plunger?
I probably do it 3 to 4 times. I had it down at 32. I just increased it today because I said I was trying to kill myself. So
Oh,
we had our new cold plunges can put ice on the top of the water. So of course I had to try that.
of
And
course.
we have an ice mode, and it was just too cold for me. And I was not doing it because I was like, I'm not having fun. This is really hard.
No,
But
it's
I
not
probably
fun.
could have got there, but I don't think it's necessary. I try to stay in that 40 degrees.
Shifting gears, how does Echelon use the data and customer feedback to continuously adapt and improve the OmniFitness model? I'm sure that you guys get a lot of feedback from your customers.
Oh my gosh, tons of feedback. I actually sit with our content team every single week and we review the data, the usage, what classes are doing, the times of class. I mean, we do classes from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. So, we adjust our schedules based on the data. We adjust our content based on the data. We know how often people work out. If they're not working out this often, they're not going to stay around, or they're going to stay around. So we've got so much data. The back end of our systems were built over the last 3, 4 years. Spending millions of dollars building this. And when I got into this business, I didn't even think about that. I just thought about making a great product, and that's good. I figured I could buy something that would help me understand, but really there was nothing off the shelf that I could buy that could really look at the data and look at our member. With millions of people on our platform, we look at our member, we try to find out when that member is going to churn, how do we keep them from churning, how to have contact points with them. So yeah, we're so data driven. Like I don't think no one else looks at it as deeply as we do on a daily basis, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it because it seems like Echelon is constantly at the forefront of what's going on in terms of trends and what the customer demands are in the health and fitness industry. Given that you have fitness, you have OmniFitness, you have the coach platform, you have Active MD, you have recovery. How do you envision the future of OmniFitness? And what are you guys doing to stay ahead of the trends? Because it seems like every time there's a trend, you're already on it.
Obviously, I sit on a lot of boards and I speak on a lot of different panels. So I like to attend these functions and be present and understand the pulse of what's going on in the industry and what everyone's talking about. And we listen to that. And being the size that we are, we're able to be agile and make decisions. Even if there's a trend in content, we'll test out a new trend and see how our membership reacts to it. Or if there's a trend in the gym, we'll also do something as well. As I mentioned to you, we recently partnered with Amazon to develop Echelon AI, which is embedded on our machines in the gyms and also in our app and machines at home. So we really think that's going to make a difference. And again, that's based on data. We're looking at data, all your peripherals, your usage, and we're recommending days. We recommend days you work out. We recommend recovery days because that's something that people didn't do in the past. Maybe like, hey, take our app home with you and do something in recovery at home. If it's a meditation or if it's just you sleep better. So we really believe that AI tech, which I really believe we're the first to really have it embedded like as deeply as we do in our systems than anyone in the industry. So I think that's going to make a difference. And it's really cool. It really is helpful. And I've been playing with it for the last 6 months and it's cool. Really cool stuff.
I mean, with all the bells and whistles that Echelon has, you guys still have a reputation for providing affordable and high quality fitness options. How do you balance maintaining that competitive pricing while delivering this incredible premium customer experience that you're talking about?
Not easy. I mean, we really don't try to be the value brand in the industry. I don't think we are. We may have started that way years ago. In order to get into the accounts, we would bring in a very good value. I mean, today it's a good value, but we try to provide that innovative approach. As I said, we want to reduce churn. We want to give a better experience to your members. We're not just trying to give you a lower cost product. A lower cost product is great to save money, but at the end of the day, if you spend a little bit more on a product and it reduces your churn, it actually becomes a lower cost product. So we try to provide that with our tech. When we develop our products, we kind of come from a Tesla approach. We're kind of like say, hey, we're a computer and then we're a computer with a fitness machine. So, and then how can we provide a better experience through our computer on our machines?
Great. All right, last question. So with the growing focus, got to touch on personalization because I feel like this is something that you guys do so well. How does Echelon plan to leverage technology to continue to offer that more tailored and dynamic fitness experience? Because we hear it every day. It's the buzzword, right? Personalization, customization. Everybody wants that because there's no one size fits all approach anymore, right? So how do you guys continue to innovate in that area?
I mean, it's that AI piece, as we just mentioned. I go to our Echelon AI and I say, give me 14 days of workouts. I like 20 minutes. I like live classes. I'm going to work. I want 3 days. I want recovery 2. It builds it for you. And if you don't like something, you could say to the AI, hey, that's not really my cup of tea. I like this one. And we don't argue with you. We provide you what you want.
Sure.
So I think that will continue, that learning and the technology will help people. We have 20-some thousand classes on our platform. You can't search and find them. You come in and you don't know what to take. Usually the people grab what we say is trending. If we say it's trending or if it's right in front of them, they're going to grab that because it's easier. But with the new AI technology that we can pull classes that we know are right for you based on the data, we can pull classes that are 2 years ago, but still very relevant and still very good and fit your as a person. So I think that's what's going to make the big difference. Not to bring the AI up again, but I think that's what's going to make the difference and change the way we all work out and do a lot of other things in our life, actually.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Lou, for this conversation. This has been extremely insightful. Really enjoyed getting to learn a little bit more about Echelon Fitness and some of these other partnerships and organizations that you have recently launched in ActiveMD and Echelon Coach. Thank you again for being here. And how can our audience reach you or the organization if they want to learn more about getting Echelon equipment into their clubs and studios or getting ActiveMD or any of the offerings that you currently have?
Sure. Visit us at echelonfitness.com. And at echelonfitness.com, you can go into the commercial area or the home area. Also, ActiveMD, myactivemd.com is about ActiveMD. Echeloncoach.com is Echelon Coach. And in the next few weeks, I hope to share another acquisition with you, Kathleen. We're acquiring a company that does white label apps for gyms. And I'm excited about it. We've been working on this for several months to acquire this company, and they're already they already have close to 1 million members on their platform already through a white label for gyms, and it's a really strong application that they built. And we think that's going to be another thing where we can bring in our AI and bring in a lot of other of our tech into gyms where gyms don't want to spend thousands of dollars maintaining an app to try to keep up with everyone. That's how these guys have gotten very successful. So we're hoping to bring that into our tech platform as well and provide that to gyms. And I'll share more when it's ready.
That's so exciting, Lou, and appreciate that sneak peek. It sounds to me that Echelon Fitness is really a full service offering for commercial partners, clubs and studios. Really excited to hear what's next for you guys. Thanks again for being here today.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Kathleen.